someone who, for instance, has all of my public life, all of my life, adult life, supported people's right to take a stand on any issue and provided they're peaceful to make their point, protest and dissent, whilst decent and peaceful, is a very important part of our democratic system. I've always
think that walking on my own, carrying a sign was breaking any laws. I was just hoping I'd get a few toots to know that I wasn't alone in the way that I'm thinking. So I did get a few toots and I was pretty happy with that.
Currently protesting the Premier.
Well, he's coming for a walk with me. He didn't want to walk.
I can see you protesting the Premier like that's the crime. That's what he was.
That's right, that's correct.
You're in a family environment, and this is how you want to show kids how you guys treat Australians?
Beachgoers were shocked as crowds formed.
And they just grabbed him, threw him on the ground, put him in handcuffs, and I'm not joking, they grabbed him.
In the past week, we've had to smash the windows of people in cars and pull them out of there so they could provide their details because they weren't telling us where they were going. They weren't adhering to the Chief Health Officer guidelines. They weren't providing their name and their address. We don't want to be doing that, but people have to absolutely understand there are consequences for your actions, and if you're not doing the right thing, we will not hesitate to issue infringements, to arrest you, to detain you where it's appropriate.
Being warned against using face masks to protect themselves against the virus. As Justine Conway explains, experts fear incorrect use could lead to more infection.
It's becoming commonplace. On the streets and in supermarkets, people are increasingly wearing face masks, just as a precaution.
wearing masks like that is wasting a mask. That's a mask that won't be available when it's actually needed.
These symptoms, you do not have to wear masks because there is no evidence that they protect people who are...
I have an exemption. I literally have an exemption. Like, I actually have a proper exemption. I'm also mask triggered, but I've got so much adrenaline running through my body right now that I can stare at you in the face with your black
Melbourne's 2-week lockdown is being questioned this morning, with 2 COVID cases reclassified as false positives, just days after Victorian health officials raised serious concerns about fleeting transmissions of the Indian variant.
Wasn't designed to test for a virus. Mullis explains why.
And with PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. It starts making you believe in the sort of Buddhist notion that everything is contained in everything else, right? I mean, because if you can amplify one single molecule up to something that you can really measure, which PCR can do, then there's just very few molecules that you don't have at least one single one of them in your body, okay? So that could be thought of as a misuse of it, just to claim that it's meaningful.
The PCR test can potentially find anything you are looking for, depending on how high you turn it up.
Six months now in Victoria, under disaster and emergency declarations, homes can be entered, people can be detained, and the ordinary law of the land suspended. And the Premier now wants to extend this health dictatorship for at least another 6 months.